There you go, my man. You got this.
So, hello, my name is Remi, and on top of emails, I really like video games. And especially, I'm a big fan of Nintendo. And in particular, Game Boys. I love Game Boys. I love this console. This was the first console that I had when I was a child. And now I love to collect them. And in 1998, Nintendo released this, the Game Boy camera. It was a digital camera mounted on a Game Boy cartridge that could take pictures with 4 levels of gray, up to 100 by 28 by 112 pixel resolution, and it was complete with filters, games, and compatible with the Game Boy printer. Basically, this turned the Game Boy into the ultimate selfie machine. And earlier this year, at some point in the Email Geek Slack, Kevin mentioned the Game Boy camera, and I am a cyborg replied with something like Game Boy camera in email. And when I saw this, I immediately thought, okay, I need to do this. If someone would make a Game Boy camera inspired email, that had to be me. And I always had a feeling that this should be something possible ever since I saw this code pen about 2 years ago. This is a small demonstration of using a system color picker to change dynamically the color of an image. And this is very clever because it doesn't use any JavaScript. This is all done just with raw HTML and CSS, just like what we can do in emails. And this is mostly possible thanks to this, the input color type. What's great about the input color type is that in browsers that support it, you will usually show a small thumbnail of the color you're actually choosing. So using a bit of CSS, we can remove the paddings and borders within this input, and then we can make it full screen. And this demo used a full image background that was already in shades of gray, but with only the car colored. And so by overlapping the two and using a CSS blend mode, we can achieve the desired effect. So this is really impressive, but you're gonna tell me, what has any of this to do with a Game Boy camera and emails? And the thing is that we can achieve something pretty similar using an input file type. There are 2 great things about input file types, especially on mobile, where if you use an input file on mobile, the system will prompt you to either pick a file from your phone or take a photo right here, right away from the input file. So this is the first cool thing. And the second one is that in iOS, once you've taken a picture, you get a very small thumbnail preview of the image of the photo you just took. And so, based on the same principle, using CSS, we can remove the choose file button. We can crop the input element so that only the image is visible. And then we can remove the border, and using CSS transform, we can make it much bigger and use it in regular email. And so later that day on the Email Geek Slack, when someone mentioned the Game Boy camera, after a few hours of work, I came back and posted this video of what I made. And voila. So you can try it for yourself. You can grab the code and send it to yourself and see how it works. It mostly works in Apple Mail on iOS, but I hope you have fun with it. Thank you.